Hey, it's Juanita Wrestling, y'all. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness, it's 2022, you guys. We are now at a fresh start, clean slate, new possibilities, new ventures, all that stuff. But I wanted to go ahead and jump on here to actually go over everything that happened at New Year's Smash. I actually got to go to the show in Jacksonville and stuff like that. And so I actually got the bonus of having Dynamite and Rampage and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just, talk a little bit about, my thoughts and stuff like that about the matches and stuff like that. And so, man, let's just get right into it, okay? Dynamite, to me, it seemed like there wasn't as many matches, on the lineup and stuff like that. And, I was thinking, I'm like, man, why isn't there a lot of matches? But then, obviously, the type of matches they were, obviously, I guess thinking about it a little bit more, it makes sense because, you got the opening match, which is a 10-man match, 10-man tag match and stuff like that. So that in itself, obviously is going to take some time. But, that match and stuff like that, there was a lot going on. There was a lot going on in the match and stuff like that. But ultimately, I was a little surprised by the finish and stuff like that. Like FTR, Hardy, the Hardy compound, the Hardy team, like the Hardy group of people and stuff like that. They won. But what was going on with Christian? Like, what was his deal? He tagged himself in, and I'm like, is he turning heel? That was the impression I got. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Like, why are you taking that away from Penta? Like, you're just gonna go in there and try to cash in on the win? Like, what's going on there? But obviously seeing the aftermath of that, now there's going to be a tag team championship match coming up with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus, the Lucha Brothers. But again, what's the deal with Christian? Is he going to eventually turn on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy? What's his deal? I'll be honest, with me, I didn't really get to watch his career in Impact and stuff like that. I only know his career from WWE and stuff like that. So from what I understand, they're completely different characters. So I don't know, like I said, this Christian per se and stuff like that. I just know from what I saw and I gathered, I'm like, is he going heel? I think he's going heel. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where they go with that and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit, like I said, well, initially when it happened, I was surprised with the outcome and stuff like that. But then once after that and stuff like that, obviously to set up the tag team championship match, and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I see. Now the next match. Now, that one was a complete shock to me as far as the result. So, you got the trios match that happened and stuff like that. That had Garcia with 2.0, versus the Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston. It's a good match going back and forth and stuff like that or whatever. And I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention and I missed it and stuff like that or didn't see, but I'm like, Garcia and 2.0 got the win? I was like, what? I'm like, what the heck happened? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not see that coming. I did not see 2.0 and Garcia beat Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston. That was a complete shock to me. But with that, a nice surprise that came out of that is that Jericho came back. So that was cool. But I mean, he came back and Kingston was not happy with that. Like, and I'm just like, what is going on with Eddie Kingston? Yo, like Jericho legit just went in there to try to help them out because, you know, they got attacked and all this stuff and, you know, they got cheated out and everything like that. But I'm like, yo, like, Eddie, man, like, you know, chill, dude, come on, like, you know, but, you know, so I'm over here like, is Eddie a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, he's got that big, like a really big chip on his shoulder, it seems like to me. And I'm just like, come on, man. So, but seeing the result of that, I'm just like, okay, it looks like they're trying to set up a, you know, potential feud with Kingston and Jericho. So that in itself, I think would be a very interesting feud. I mean, the two of them on the mic, ooh, like now that would be some good ish too. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see, you know, if and what, you know, something develops of that and we get some kind of storyline to help build up with, you know, a potential match between the two of them in the future and stuff like that. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, Garcia and 2.0 picking up the win, that was a complete surprise to me. But I won't lie, you know, between us and stuff like that, I really like Garcia. Like, he is so freaking talented. He is really freaking good. And I hope that we get to see more of him in 2022 as a singles competitor and stuff like that, because, you know, he got a good chunk of quality matches and stuff like that in 2021 and stuff like that. And, you know, he looks like he's got the goods and stuff like that. So I'm really hoping, you know, they get they give him an opportunity to showcase his talents and stuff like that and see what he can bring to the table and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens there. Now, the next thing that happened, Dan Lambert. So apparently I was told, or I wasn't told, someone showed me that they actually made a gif of me booing Dan Lambert during his segment and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know, he was making some very interesting comments and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, judging by the crowd, you know, with me being there was quite a bit of amount of folks that were agreeing with him and stuff like that. So I definitely think both Scorpio and Ethan, I think they're super talented. I think they're phenomenal. And I really do think that they deserve some more screen time, you know, some more, you know, matches and stuff like that to really kind of like, you know, elevate them. I'd like to see them in singles competition, to be honest with you. I mean, they're both great as a tag team, but I really would love to see them both showcase more as, you know, single competitors and stuff like that. Which, you know, as a result, you know, from that segment, Brandy came out, had some words to say of her, you know, on her own about Mr. Lambert and stuff like that. And well, as a result, there is, you know, a match between Cody and Ethan Page that is going to happen at Rampage and stuff like that. So there's that. Now, the next match, which was one of my personal favorite matches to see, was the match between Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill. Now, let me just say, like literally throughout this whole tournament, I was like literally rooting for each one because those two gals are legit my favorite ones. Now, Thunder Rosa, she's just a badass. Okay, she's la mera mera. Okay, all right. She's not new to this. Okay, she's been in the game. But here you go. You have someone like Jade Cargill who had no prior wrestling experience whatsoever. I mean, she came in to AEW with no experience. So she's literally, been learning as she goes and stuff like that. So I was personally super excited just to see, two of my favorite female wrestlers in AEW finally come and go head to head and stuff like that. And I have to admit, they put on a pretty good match. I think Jade did a phenomenal job, and just, man, she was so freaking dominant. Like, she was so freaking good. And again, from the very beginning, my two choices, to win the whole thing was Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill. Now, personally, me, I would, and again, if it came down to it, I would rather see Jade, go ahead and go all the way, which maybe potentially that's what's going to happen. I mean, she's now in the finals and stuff like that. See her go to the finals of that and potentially win the TBS championship, and then Thunder Rosa going and knocking at Dr. Britt Baker's door, for a rematch, or, some type of, feud, to get that going again and stuff like that, because I want to see them go back and get in the ring and go at it again. But, but this time for real, because remember the first time that they met in that, lights out match, it didn't count, so I'd love to see them go, one more time, and stuff like that, and just let them go. So as it turns out, yes, Jade got the win, but she ended up getting a little bit of help. And so, Mark Sterling, I mean, he's the guy, he helped secure, Jade's win by, getting a little bit of insurance and stuff like that. And, that insurance was Miss, I think it's Mercedes, right? Mercedes Martinez, so that, I was shocked to see her there and stuff like that. But, I think she could potentially be a good asset, to the Jade brand and stuff like that. Certainly came in handy that night. So we'll see where that goes and stuff like that. So, now we know that the finals for the TBS championship is going to be Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho. So that match it's going to be pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, this next match, guys, okay, let's be real here, okay? At the beginning of 2021, if you would have told me that I was going to see a match between Best Friends and Undisputed Era from NXT, I would have said, you're crazy. Like, that's never gonna happen. Never. Fast forward 12 months, December, New Year Smash, Jacksonville, Florida, Daly's Place. We got Orange Cassidy. We got Best Friends, guys. We got Best Friends versus Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish. I mean, are we in some kind of like alternate universe here? Because that match really happened, you guys. It really freaking happened. It was so freaking good. Honestly, I was, as far as like regarding the outcome and stuff like that, as a wrestling fan, yes, I'm a AEW fan, but I'm also a WWE fan. I'm just a wrestling fan in general. So for me to see, in what my opinion is one of the, if not the best faction to come out of NXT, to be main eventing the last Dynamite on TNT against Orange Cassidy and Best Friends, I would have never thought that up. Not this soon anyway. I wouldn't have. And we got that match, guys. Like, us as wrestling fans, like, how freaking lucky are we? Like, seriously, to have gotten that. That's freaking incredible. So if you guys watched, I went ahead and came up with this sign right here. And I had this sign. Now, you guys can't tell me that this is not accurate, right? I mean, come on. I mean, it was freaking awesome. It was freaking awesome. We have Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly as a unit, as a faction in AEW, guys. Holy moly. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. I'm like, is this for real? Like, yeah, it's real. It happened. We saw it. So, like, that was freaking cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the match very much and stuff like that. I thought it was awesome. I mean, for there not being a lot of matches on the card per se and stuff like that, I thought the show was pretty solid and stuff like that. And honestly, I mean, I don't know if this is the case or whatever, but I personally think that, you know, as far as the card and everything like that, I really think they, you know, gave the main focus, you know, to, you know, or the spotlight per se to Adam Cole with Red Dragon and stuff like that, letting them have that, you know, that show, you know. I mean, obviously there was, you know, the other matches that took place and stuff like that, but, you know, having them close out Dynamite with that trio and stuff like that, and them being, you know, victorious and stuff like that, I think that just, at least to me, it sent a statement, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm really, really excited for this year, guys, because all of the matches and stuff like that we're gonna get, you know, now into this year, like just the ideas and the possibilities that are just running through my head, it makes me so happy. I'm super excited. So now switching gears a little bit, you know, we have Rampage. Holy moly. Okay, so initially with Rampage, you know, going in there, you know, they hadn't announced a card for Rampage, so we really didn't know. I'm like, okay, so what are we walking into? Like, you know, what matches are we gonna get, or, you know, who's supposed to appear and stuff like that. So it wasn't until like that day, you know, and stuff like that, they announced what the matches were going to be for Rampage. And like I said, us that were there in attendance, we were gonna get to see that, you know, in person and stuff like that, because they were gonna do the tapings there. So, and the first match, you guys, the first match was Anthony Bowens with Max Caster against Darby Allin with Sting. And for those of you who follow me or who know me, know that I absolutely love the Acclaimed. Like seriously, okay? You know why? This is why, okay? Because they are the most handsome tag team in AEW. They are the absolute best, and I am so excited for them because I know 2022 is going to be their breakout year. I am so excited for them because I know so many good things are on their way. Now, the match itself between Bowens and Darby, it was actually a pretty good match. I really enjoyed it and stuff like that. It was, you know, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know if the universe, the wrestling gods were in my favor and stuff like that, but where I was sitting, which luckily, I was lucky enough to like secure a front row seat. I had one of the best seats in the house and stuff like that, because at one point, Bowens like had stepped out of the ring and stuff like that, like came out to like get a little, you know, a little breather and stuff like that. So he's over there, you know, with Max and stuff like that. And they're like literally right in front of me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they're right there. So I was kind of like, I was trying my best to be cool and like, you know, not mark out too much and stuff. And I was just like, you know, giving him a pep talk too, like, hey, yeah, you know, just take a minute, you know, you're okay and stuff like that or whatever. So I freaking loved that. And that was a complete surprise to me. Again, initially that they were going to be on the card and stuff like that. So just them having that match and stuff like that, and me getting to be right there and stuff like that or whatever, that right there made my night. I was so happy because, again, who would have thought, like, you know, no one knew what the card was, so we didn't know what we were gonna get. So that was a really nice surprise, and it made me so happy. Yay. And if you guys, I mean, unless you guys aren't like paying attention and stuff like that, if you guys aren't following them on social media, you guys need to. I'm telling you guys, that is the tag team to watch in 2022, okay? You know why? Because everyone loves the Acclaim, okay? Everyone. And that's a mic drop. Now, here's my personal favorite match, okay? Match that, again, we had no idea we were getting and stuff like that until the day of, okay? And they announced that we were getting a street fight, guys, a street fight. And the street fight was going to consist of Anna Jay, Tay Conti versus the Bunny and Penelope Ford. Look, I'm not gonna, you know, front or, you know, try to lie or whatever. The Bunny was like, honestly, my least favorite, you know, of those four. Like, I don't know, for me, I'm just like, I just really don't, I really don't care for her and stuff like that. However, I will say, after that match was over, she completely won me over. Now, don't get me wrong, all of the ladies, they all killed it. They did a phenomenal job. They literally killed it, guys. That's literally one of the best street fights I've ever seen in my life in person. I mean, it was like, as the good old JR says, it was a slobber knocker, guys. It was in freaking insane. And it totally gave me the vibes of the match that Thunder Rosa, was it? Yeah. That Britt Baker had, which, speaking of, yes, the blood and guts match that she had, which it was, right? Like, am I getting that old now that I don't remember? If I'm not mistaken, that match was against Thunder Rosa, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Drop it in the comments. But yeah. But nonetheless, I didn't think I was gonna see anything like this again. Well, at least not this year. But the Bunny, same energy, guys. Same energy. She literally won me over that night. Again, all of the ladies did a phenomenal job. But again, like I said, the Bunny before this match, like I said, I really didn't care for her and stuff like that. I'm just like, eh. But after seeing her, and I had said that night that if they would have, dropped a shirt of hers or something like that, brand new, I literally would have bought it on the spot. That's how impressed I was with her and stuff like that. So with regards to her, now I have nothing but good things to say about her. All of the ladies did a phenomenal job. And for me, I think they honestly made a statement. They made a statement that night. Because let's be honest, which is sad, but at least in the beginning and stuff like that, as far as the women's division for AEW, where there were some people here and there that weren't necessarily taking the women's division, too seriously and stuff like that, and talking about how the women's division was lacking and stuff like that, and at least for me, for me personally, when I feel that things started to turn around and stuff a little bit, or to, you know, finally at least give a little bit of notice and recognition, and, you know, giving these ladies the respect and stuff like that that they deserve, was after this match right here that took place, you know, and stuff like that. And again, the girls, you know, finishing out the year with that incredible match was just, I was in awe. I literally got goosebumps, guys. Like, it was honest to God, one of the best matches I've ever seen in person. And the thing is, the wrestlers, I mean, they literally put it all out there. They literally put it all out there. And I had so much respect for Anna Jay and Conti, you know, like the outfits and stuff like that they were wearing and stuff like that. Like, if it was me and I knew I was going into some kind of match like that, like, I would have been wearing like long sleeve, like, you know, long sleeve shirt, like pants. Like, I would have been trying to be covered up as much as possible, because I'm like, yo, the thumbtacks, freaking like the barbed wire, like all of that stuff. And these gals, again, like, and they're like normal, like short stuff like that they wear and stuff like that. So mad respect to all of them. Now, just real quick, I just want to show you this. I don't know if you guys have gotten one, but I've gotten yours yet, but it looks pretty freaking cool. It looks great to me. Out of the figs for Britt Baker that have come out and stuff like that, this one is the best one in my opinion, as far as like the detail and stuff like that of it. It looks phenomenal. I mean, it looks great. If you guys don't have one, you guys should get one and stuff like that to have. I mean, this right here, literally history, guys, literally. And whenever she had her match, look, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, guys. That night that she had this match, when that shirt came out, as soon as they dropped it, I ordered it right there. And that was the first time, me as a wrestling fan, that I have ever purchased a shirt as soon as it dropped. That's how impressed I was with the match that Britt and Thunder Rosa. I know it's Thunder Rosa, and if it has to be, because if not, then man, my mind's really gone. But I believe that's who she fought and stuff like that. So, but yeah. Now the main event of the night, with Cody Rhodes and All Ego, Ethan Page and stuff like that. You know, the match was, you know, what I expected it to be and stuff like that. You know, there was no actual, you know, crazy, you know, shenanigans going on, interference and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, me personally, I was just happy to see, you know, Ethan in a main event title match and stuff like that. I think he's a great wrestler and stuff like that. And I hope he gets more opportunities, you know, moving forward. I think he did a good job, you know, squaring off with Cody and stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, Cody, you know, retained and stuff like that. So, and the thing is like, you know, his attitude now is like, he's not a heel, he's not a face, he's one or the other, you know. And that thing is like, I keep wondering, I'm like, is he gonna go heel or not? Now, his career I have followed and stuff like that, and I gotta say, he's a natural heel. He's a natural heel. And I personally, I enjoyed him more as a heel than a face and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here in 2022. And, you know, more importantly, I'm like, who's going to take the title off of him? Who's going to be the one? And I'm over here like, you know, who could it be? Like off the top of my head, like no one necessarily particularly comes to mind. I don't know if they're gonna go ahead and just put it right back on Sammy, or they're going to give someone else a chance and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm sure they'll probably go ahead and give him the rematch and stuff like that. But I don't see him as, you know, being a 2-time, you know, champ so soon. I'd like to think they're going to try to give someone else a chance and stuff like that. But who knows, you know? Is there anybody that in particular that comes to your mind on who you think, you know, could be the next TNT champion? Let me see. I don't know. Now, someone who I'm looking forward to seeing come back is Miro. But I don't want to see him come back to go after the TNT championship. I want to see him go for the big prize. The big prize. So, I mean, and he is a former TNT champion already. So, like I said, I mean, you know, he's already gotten the title. So, let me see who else comes to mind. I don't know. I don't know. You guys let me know. You know, let me know if you guys have any suggestions on who you guys think would be the next worthy, you know, wrestler to, you know, carry that gold and stuff like that, you know. Well, that pretty much does it for me, guys. I just wanted to go ahead and chime in here and stuff like that, and just, you know, tell you guys about, like, you know, my thoughts and stuff like that on the last Dynamite on TNT, because as of next week it's going to be on TBS and stuff like that. So don't forget, you know, to make sure to tune into TBS at 8 o'clock starting next week. And then, of course, Rampage is staying on TNT and stuff like that on Fridays at 10 o'clock. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much for, you know, checking out my video and stuff like that. You know, please hit that like button, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz and stuff like that. Thank you so much for, like, all your comments and stuff like that and feedback. And here's to hoping for a great, awesome, undisputed, no, we can't say that, not undisputed, let me see, elite 2022. You guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing, what is it? Let's just say an amazing January, because I'm not sure when you guys are going to see this. So you guys take care, and remember, guys, wrestling is life. Bye.